Hi there, it's Lauren from Daisy Cottage Designs, and today I'm here with a video tutorial to show you how to make these pumpkins. They're quite easy to make, but I wanted to go ahead and walk you through the steps. Okay, the first thing you're going to need to do is grab a K or 10.5 crochet hook and about 90 yards of bulky yarn. Or you can grab an I-9 crochet hook and about 90 yards of worsted weight yarn. So you're going to want to go ahead and grab the materials you're going to need for whichever pumpkin you want to make. Let me go ahead and show you the pumpkin. It's made with the bulky yarn, and this one is made with worsted weight. So you can just kind of see the difference. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to chain 17 if you're using the bulky yarn, or you're going to chain 25 if you're using the worsted weight yarn. All right, so the first thing after you finish your chain is to work a half double crochet in the second chain from the hook. So the loop on your hook doesn't count. This is the first chain and this is the second chain, and we are going to half double crochet into that first chain. Now I like to work under this back bump, so I insert my hook right under that back bump. That's what it looks like on the front, but you can work into the chain however you normally do. So I'm going to half double crochet into the second chain from the hook, and then I'm going to skip the next chain, and I'm going to single crochet and double crochet into the chain after that. And I'm going to skip the next chain, and I'm going to single crochet and double crochet into the chain after that. So I'm working both of those stitches into the same chain. Then I'm going to skip this chain and I'll work my single crochet and my double crochet into this one right here. So there's my single crochet and my double crochet, and I'm going to do that all the way across. I'll skip a chain and then work a single and a double in the same stitch, and I'll skip a chain and work a single and a double in the next stitch. So I've worked my single and my double. I'm going to skip a chain, and now I'm going to work my single crochet, and my double crochet into the same stitch. And then I'm going to skip a stitch, and I'm going to work a single crochet and a double crochet into the stitch chain after that. Oops, I accidentally worked a half double. I'm trying to watch through the viewfinder, and it's hard for me to do that instead of watching my work. So I'm going to skip the next stitch, and I am going to single crochet and double crochet into the chain after that. And I'm going to skip the next stitch, and I'm going to single crochet and double crochet into the stitch after that. And I'll have one chain left on the end, and I'm going to work a half double crochet. I gotta pull it over here so I can see it better for a second. So I'm going to work my half double crochet into that last chain stitch. So that is what my first row should look like. And now I'm going to chain one and turn my work, and I'm going to half double crochet into that first stitch. And then I'm going to skip the first stitch, which is the double crochet, and I'm going to single crochet and double crochet into the stitch after that, which is the single crochet. So skip this stitch and single crochet and double crochet into the stitch after that, and then skip the next stitch and then single crochet and double crochet into the stitch after that, and then skip this next stitch and single crochet and double crochet into the stitch after that, skip the next stitch, single crochet and double crochet into the stitch after that, skip the next stitch and then single crochet and double crochet into the stitch after that, and then skip this stitch and single crochet and double crochet into the stitch after that, skip the next stitch, single crochet and double crochet into the stitch after that. And then I've got my half double crochet from the end. I'm just going to half double crochet right into the top of that, and I will have finished my second row. Then I'm going to chain one and turn my work, and I will just carry on in the same way. So I'll half double crochet in the first stitch, I'll skip the next stitch, and then I'll single and double into the stitch after that. Skip the next stitch, single and double in the stitch after that. And you'll just work that all the way across the row until you get to the last stitch where you'll work your half double crochet, and continue that working in that way for 33 rows. And then once you've done that, come back and I'll show you how to finish your pumpkin. Okay, so you'll notice that I switched yarns to show you how to finish the pumpkin. That's because I was having a hard time fitting the larger piece of fabric from the larger pumpkin using bulky yarn into the frame as I was trying to seam it up and add the segments. So I just wanted you to be able to see it more easily. So the first thing that you're going to do after you finish your rectangular piece is you're going to chain one, and then you're going to match up your short sides. Okay, so they're going to be matched up just like this. And you're just going to slip stitch the sides together. So I put my hook underneath the first stitch on both sides. And then I'm going to pull the yarn through both stitches and then keep pulling it through the loop on my hook. And now I'm going to go into the next stitch and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull the yarn through both stitches and then keep pulling it through the loop that's on my hook. And then I'm just going to continue doing that all the way across. I'm going to slip stitch in every stitch. So I'm going to finish that up and then I will show you what to do next. Okay, so I just finished seaming up the side and you can see that I have now a tube. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a long tail. So I'm going to have a lot more yarn than you even think you need to work with. I'll show you how much I cut. I cut a lot. And now I'm going to pull that through. And now I'm going to thread that onto a tapestry needle. And I'm going to pull some through so I don't have as much to work with. And I am just going to cinch the top closed. So what I'm going to do, I hope you can see this well, is I'm just going to start working into every few stitches. I say stitches, we're working along the raw edge. Why am I getting caught there? All right, so I worked through that. And now I'm going to skip over to maybe here. I might have skipped a little too much there. Let's see. Let's skip over to here. Oops. I'm just going to keep working my way around, skipping some spaces between my stitches. I just keep getting caught up on everything. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. Just working in and out around. And now I'm back to the beginning. And I'm going to go ahead and cinch that closed. And now at this point, you need to make sure that your seam is on the inside. So I need to turn mine the other way. Oh, but first, I usually make a couple of stitches to secure this hole down here. So there's my first one, and then I'm going to do one more to secure it. Okay. And now I'm actually going to poke that down through the bottom. So usually I would secure my stitches before I turned it inside out, but I forgot to do that. Okay, so now I've got an empty pumpkin. So I'm going to stuff that with some polyfill. It's probably a little bit too much. Get that all in there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my tapestry needle up right through the middle of the pumpkin. So now my yarn is going through the polyfill and out the top. And if you want to, you can weave that in. I'm just going to tuck it inside because it won't be seen. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring my yarn over to the outside, and I'm going to try to tuck that polyfill down away from the sides. I'm just going to start weaving in and out around the top, just like I did the bottom. So here we go, just every few stitches. Skip a little bit of space and move down, around. There's no specific spot you have to put these stitches. Just skip a little bit of space in between them. And almost back to the beginning. Once I'm back to the beginning, I am going to cinch it shut. And you could add your cinnamon stick or stick, you know, now, and you could be done if you like this just kind of smooth look, but I like to add some segments. So I have pulled this pretty tight, and I need to make sure I leave room for my cinnamon stick, so I'm not going to stitch it closed like I did on the bottom. But what I am going to do is add my segments, okay? So you're going to find your seam. So here's my seam, and that's where I want to make sure my first segment goes. So I'm going to pull that over here, and then I'm going to turn my pumpkin upside down. I'm just going to thread my needle right up through the middle. Then I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pull it tight, and you can see that I have a segment. And now I'm going to wrap it over on this side. See how I just wrap it around the outside? And I'm going to come back up through the middle and out the top. And that will allow me to create another segment. And I'm just going to keep working around like that. So I'll wrap around the outside and then up through the middle. Pull that segment tight, and you can see now that I have my segmented pumpkin. So that's how you get the pumpkin shape. And then now I should have left a little bit more room for my cinnamon stick. So just make sure you leave room for that as you're cinching it. Oh, that one broke. Let's see if I have a skinny one. I do. I have a skinny one right here. I'm going to break it a little bit. And I'm going to stick my cinnamon stick down into the middle. Can't believe that broke. And now to make it a little bit easier to deal with, I'm going to cut the string a little bit shorter because I don't need all that tail anymore. Good. I probably could have stuffed that a little bit more full. You can play around with your stuffing and how much you like to do. And so now I'm just going to rethread my needle with a shorter tail. And I'm going to weave my ends kind of around the cinnamon stick to secure it just a little bit. Let's see. Just gotta find your stitches. And come back around this way. Keep going a little bit more. And then I would just go back this way. trim my end. And then you can add some twine or you can add some ribbon. But that is how you add your segments. And that is how you make your pumpkin. Today, if you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll do my best to help you. And happy crocheting!